A warm welcome. This is a visualization or meditation to help you experience yourself as a master and completely undisturbed by anything that happens around you. So let's start first by getting into a comfortable position. You can either lie down or sit on a comfy seat. And you close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And let all the stress that's in the body melt away, drift away. And with each breath, the muscles release more and more tension. Especially the shoulders, the jaw muscles, all the muscles in the face, especially around the eyes, become soft and relaxed. Even the muscle of the mind releases all tension. Begins to slow down. And in that state of relaxation, I imagine a scene on the screen of the mind. I see huge golden red sand dunes in a landscape which stretches out for miles and miles in all directions. Overhead, a bright blue sky stretching above. And I see a small figure of a person almost climbing to the top of one of those sand hills. I zoom in closer, and then I realize that it's me in that scene. And now I'm seeing through my own eyes that scene as I walk up to the top of the sand dune. And from the top I look down far into the distance. And I see a tall building way off, like a skyscraper far into the sky. It stretches. And I think I must be seeing a mirage, but let's head down and have a look, I think. So walking down the other side of the sand dune, I keep walking until eventually I come under the shadow of this building and feel its coolness. It's definitely real, but very strange. I step in front of the doors as they open automatically. I step inside an air-conditioned, huge marble-filled lobby of this building. It's completely empty. Not one soul here. So I head over to the lifts. I step inside, press the button for the top floor, and I feel the lift moving up, 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 until I reach the very top floor. And as the doors open, I step out into a large, open-plan space. This is the whole top floor of this building, and there's nothing here, no furniture, just one chair over by one of the windows. And in fact, all the walls are these huge floor to ceiling, massive windows all around the perimeter of this building. And so I walk around and look out, and the view from here is even more spectacular. Those golden red dunes endlessly expanding into the distance. Blue sky wide above the dunes. And slowly, whilst gazing onto this view, I walk around, looking out the glass windows until I reach that single seat, comfy seat, right in front of one of the windows. And it's been a long journey on those sandy dunes and the heat. And how lovely it is to just sit down and totally melt into this chair and enjoy the perfect temperature of this room. And it's very quiet. And I just continue to gaze out at the wonderful shapes of all the sand hills around, and that wide open sky with the sun shining brightly. And I feel like I enter into a timeless zone. Silent, relaxed, until I begin to realize that the sky has become dark. And yet it's not nighttime, but actually huge dark storm clouds have rolled in and covered up the sun. And I can hear the rumbling of thunder. I can see the sky, the clouds, lit up with flashes of lightning all around. And the clouds are huge and moving fast as the strong wind picks up, going around and around the building. And then rain begins to hit the glass. Heavy rain. And here I am, up in the sky, in the middle of a huge storm. And yet, not 1% tension or worry. Because I can see that the glass is very, very thick and strong. And although the storm is loud, it feels a little bit distant behind the glass, muffled. And the room is still perfect temperature. And instead of fear, I feel exhilaration watching this huge display of nature all around like a 360-degree cinema in this wide open sky. It's like a personal nature documentary for my eyes only. Up in the sky, surrounded by this electrical drama, rain and wind, clouds and lightning. It's magnificent. And I'm mesmerized as the time continues to pass by. Until at some point I notice that the rain has softened a little, and then it stops, and the wind dies down, and the clouds are drifting away. And I begin to see blue sky again behind the clouds, more and more, until once again the sky has become clear blue. I can see the sun that was always there is now shining back in the scene. And it feels like this whole world had a huge wash and renewal. And I continue to gaze on from my seat. And now I want you to imagine that and enjoying your own physical body is just like a tall, tall building. And at the top of this building, there are 2 windows. And at the moment, the curtains are closed. And behind the windows, there is a room, the room of the mind, where I sit all day looking out those windows onto the scenes surrounding the body, the building. And sometimes the sun is shining, all is easy going in my life. Sometimes there's rainbows and pretty stars lighting up the sky. But sometimes there is huge storms, dark, foreboding clouds of troubles, worries, uncontrollable situations and threats of all kinds around me, in front of me. And sometimes those storms do not just stay outside the window, but they come through the windows into the room of my mind, and they swirl around and around in every corner, filling the mind with disturbance and chaos. It's as if the mind will not stop racing because the storm energy is so strong. And it feels like there's nowhere to hide. I want to escape from the mind. But this is where I live. In a mind filled with tension and worry and stress and storms of all kinds. Big storms, hurricanes, or just a draft of stress. But like magic, I suddenly remember a place deep inside the mind, like a seat, a safe place, like the eye of stillness in a hurricane. I suddenly remember who I am. I am not the storm raging in the mind. I am not the mind, that room behind the eyes. But I am the one who sits and observes it all, not just from a seat, but from a throne. For now I have remembered that I am the master here. I am the eternal, observing the temporary. I am the one being who is the source of everything. And my very nature, which I can never lose, is of power. And if all the energy from every electrical storm happening now everywhere on this earth were to be put together, it's just like a little bleep, a little spark, compared with the immense power that I am. And I am a being of energy, of power, of a deep peace, a deep silence, that a little ripple on the surface of a lake cannot at all disturb the ocean-like depth of this silent stillness and peace that I am. All wisdom, all power, all love is concentrated in its purest form in the essence of I. And when I remember myself, it is like stepping back onto that throne of mastery. It was always there. I am the master. I just forgot. Jumped off the throne and got lost in a little storm for a moment. But now I have returned. And from this place of knowing that I am the creator of my every thought, feeling, experience, that I am the source of all peace, comfort, and power. I observe from my throne the mind attempting to move with that storm, to worry about that cloud, but it simply can no longer do it. The illusion is gone. I am so much greater than any problem, circumstance. Even death cannot shake this being that I am. eternal, powerful, and aware. This is not an effort. This is simply remembering. For a while I mistook myself for a beggar fighting with clouds. And now I return to my throne, the awareness of the eternal I am. I am the Master. I am a being of light. I am a being of power, unlimited energy. I am a being of truth, pure love. There is no need to even think. The mind deeply relaxes into this pure vibration of stillness emanating from I, the soul who sits on the throne. And gazes out through the eyes into a scene of changing shapes and weather and sunlight and moonlight and stars and storms and rain and sunshine. All the changing molecules and particles of the whole world. None of it can take me off my throne. None of it can give me anything. Not one iota of pain, not one iota of sorrow or joy, for I am the one who creates joy, for I am joy. I am peace. And now I slowly Open the curtains, open the eyes, and I am back inside the cinema of my life. And yet I can still feel myself to be on that throne looking out, aware that I have no longer anything to fear from this show. I carry all treasures, all attainments, all powers, all virtues, all bliss, all love, all pure freedom inside my very being. And this is what I have to give now to the world around me through my eyes, my energy, my words, my movements are filled with this high vibrational, beautiful energy that continues to spread all around from I, the being, on the throne of awareness. Om Shanti. I am a being of peace. Om